What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Friday Q&A Hangout. It's Red Friday, even though it's the off season. That's fine. How you guys doing? Hope you are doing absolutely fantastic. I titled this stream, Lots of Moves Incoming for the Chiefs, and that's because the league new year starts on Wednesday, March 15th, whatever day that is. You can start talking a couple days prior. I have a graphic I will pull up that I screenshot, and we could just look at it real quick. But yeah, the Chiefs have a lot of decisions coming up here. And so I did want to talk about that. If I can do, let me see, can I do all this on one screen and still see my face? I'm not going to read this whole thing. It's way too much to read, but there's just a lot that's about to go down. So the 13th through the 15th, clubs are permitted to contact and enter into contract negotiations with agents of players who will become unrestricted free agents. So for the Chiefs, I mean, that means Orlando Brown Jr., March 13th through the 15th, can get into discussions. Any other unrestricted free agent that the Chiefs have can do the same thing. March 15th is the start of the new league year. And, this is where a lot of these deals can actually happen and come into fruition. Then trading period starts as well. So there's a lot going on, man, just within the next few days, next week. So that's all I wanted to kind of mention up off the front. The reason why I said lots of moves incoming is because lots of moves are incoming. The Chiefs have to decide a lot of things about the free agents here next week. And, you know, some of the hot topic ones are going to be Orlando Brown Jr., Juju Smith-Schuster. Maybe a more underrated one, but important one to me is going to be what's going to be the status of running back Jerick McKinnon. There's Andrew Wiley, Nick Allegretti, I believe, is a free agent. Colin Saunders is a free agent. The list is kind of long. And so the Chiefs have a lot of decisions to make. And I'll be curious, excited, interested to see what goes down. Obviously, there is holes to fill as well, as veteran defensive end Frank Clark got released, so the Chiefs could save $21 million of cap space. Chris Jones is another one that I'm curious to see, guys, is what happens with that guy? Obviously, he's probably going to be a Chief this year, but do they extend him? Like, I'm pretty curious. I'm pretty curious to see about that, and pretty exciting. Pretty exciting, a lot of things going on. I will say this as well, guys. I'm going live today at 5 p.m. Central with a YouTube channel called That Franchise Guy, and his name is Marcus Whitman. He specializes in draft talk. That's all he does, basically all the time. He's studied hours and hours and hours and hours of draft film and has a pretty good grasp on things. And we're going to do a live stream at 5 p.m. just to specifically talk with him about Chief stuff. He has about 90,000 subs on YouTube. He's doing really good work. So at 5 p.m. today, going to go live for roughly 30 minutes or so. I'm going to ask him about left tackle thoughts, wide receiver, just any positional needs that the Chiefs have that I think they have right now before all the moves happen at free agency and stuff. I'm going to kind of talk to him about it. He's going to be able to weigh in. And again, I've never claimed to be an expert, especially a draft expert. So this offseason and leading up to the draft, I'm going to start pulling people in that have a lot of draft knowledge, a lot more than me. Obviously, I am trying my best to study and research. But dude, there's like a couple hundred people, if not more. I mean, hundreds of people. And it's impossible to keep up with the daily Chiefs news, the YouTube shorts that I do, and all that, and dig way into the draft. At the end of the day, I'm a content creator, man. I make content and I have fun, you know, telling stories and talking about like the day-to-day stuff with the Chiefs, roster moves, and giving thoughts that have happened with the players. But yeah, I'm definitely bringing in some help this offseason when it comes to the draft. And if there's other people you guys want to see me have those kind of discussions with, definitely let me know. I mean, I've been talking with some of the RGR guys about coming on and collabing. We haven't collabed yet. KCSN, among others. If there's others that come to mind, just let me know, and I will definitely reach out to them. Whoa! Becky with the 10 gifted? Whoa, coming in hot already? I don't know why, but that sound effect did not work. Did you guys hear a sound effect? Because I did not. Maybe it's because my computer's muted. Can I hear? Huh, I don't know. Yo, what's up, everybody? That's kind of all the initial thoughts I have, guys. This is really a Friday Q&A hangout to hang out with the community. It's going to be a long off season, but I am excited just about everything going on. The draft is coming. I mean, it's going to be here in Kansas City. We got the pre-draft event going on as well that I'm hosting at Boulevard Brewery the day before the draft. If you have not heard about that, I've plugged it a few times, but I think !register will give you the details. It does cost to get in, but that is beer included, barbecue dinner, and a hangout at an awesome venue. So definitely check that out if you are interested in coming to the pre-draft hangout. A lot of the mods are going to be there. A lot of people from the community are going to be there. I'm excited to hang out with you all. What's up, Eli? Becky in here already dropping 10 gifted. Could you guys hear the sound effects? I don't know. Something might be going on with the stream if you couldn't hear the sound effects. I don't know why. It's not muted. Let me see something real quick. Well, that worked. That's going to do it for today. Just kidding. So I don't know what's going on with that. Thanks again, Becky, for the 10 legend. Yo, Martin's in here. Tommy, Maddie, everybody spamming bees. Bee. Hopkins willing to take pay cut as well. Yeah, that's an update to, like, I've done a couple of DeAndre Hopkins videos. One that was like a week ago, maybe, comparing Juju Smith-Schuster and DeAndre Hopkins and kind of weighing the pros and cons. But dude, since then, DeAndre Hopkins was on the Pat McAfee show, and he basically said he's not looking to, what did he say? Not looking to break the bank. Reaper. He'd be willing to work with a team. Oh, that sound effect worked. That's weird. Yeah, he'd be willing to come to a team and just compete. So, and even work out his current deal that he has now. So that's definitely an interesting thought. Is DeAndre Hopkins still? I saw somebody in here mention something about Adam Thielen. Yeah, he was released and is definitely an option. I mean, he had roughly the same amount of targets as Juju, a few more or a few less, but Juju had a couple hundred more yards. Meanwhile, Adam Thielen had 6 TDs. Juju had 3. Thielen is 32 or almost 33 years old. The main thing for me is if they were going to bring Thielen in, I think it would just be on like a 1 to 2 year deal, probably with the second year, if there was a second year, being optional, borderline with the potential out. Thanks, Patty's biggest fan for the 99 cents. Appreciate that. And then thank you, Bud, with the 2 months. He says, what up, Cole? I'm going to World of Wheels tonight. We'll miss that stream later. Oh, no worries, man. You're going to be at the draft event? Let's freaking go, dude. Thanks for the 2 months. Have fun at that event. And you can always watch it back. It's going to be live, but it's recorded live with the purpose of you guys being able to watch back if you want. And, yeah, so Adam Thielen, yeah, if you're wanting to say, hey, let's bring him in on a 1 year, he was productive last year. He wasn't injured. He played all 17 games and then their postseason game. He's had a lot of production throughout the years. There's not that noticeable, oh man, he's over 30, he's taking a dip, he's dealing with a bunch of injuries thing that I can recall. So that's interesting, but he's going to only be a temporary veteran fix. I mean, that's not a long-term thing, in my opinion. So that's definitely interesting to think about and to consider, would be Adam Thielen. Yeah, Thielen and Juju, said Robert. I don't know if they could do both. I'm currently, like, I just read an article by Seth Kaiser, and he's not even sure the Chiefs are going to bring Juju back. I read his whole article. He had a bunch of points there. Juju's really good, middle of the field, offsetting Travis Kelce, good in zone, not the best against man. He can't take the top off of a defense, and because of that, the secondary does not fear him and kind of can play him in a certain way, and he has trouble if he doesn't get separation immediately, of getting separation later in the route. A very interesting read on that article. And Seth Kaiser basically said because of that and Juju's inability to stay healthy, like there were games that he played this season where he wasn't 100%. Then he is out for 2.5 games or whatever with the concussion, or maybe it was a game and a half, something like that, and then missed some time with the knee at the beginning of the season, the knee at the end of the season. I'm still pro bring Juju back if the Chiefs can work something out with him that's not going to break the bank. I mean, he was a 1,000-yard receiver for Mahomes, but if they want to explore other options, I'm totally down. Totally down. I'm just not sure they could do like Thielen and Juju if Juju's going to be demanding $15 million a year. I don't think the Chiefs are going to pay him that. I think it's going to be less if they are able to keep Juju, maybe 12, 13, with an out after a couple of years. But Juju's also going to want a bag. He wants money. So it's just an aspect of the business, right? It's the business aspect of the NFL. It just is what it is. Za'Darius trying to force a trade out of the Vikings, says Samuel. Yeah, he said he tweeted out to the Vikings fan base and said, it's been real, it's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. And the Vikings staff basically were like, yeah, we don't really think we're releasing him. So that was pretty funny to see. Tommy, you're the freaking legend. Kenny, appreciate you, man. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, Becky already going ham, says Prairie Girl. What's up, Eugene? How's it going? Hopkins won't. Yeah. I'm trying to catch up to chat now. Fire Sky said, hey, Cole, if the Chiefs lose Juan Thornhill, who can replace him? I don't have a bunch of specific names off the top of my head. I will say this. If Juan Thornhill doesn't come back, Brian Cook is, in theory, an option to kind of move into that role, but I still think the Chiefs are going to do a little bit there. I will say, let me think who said it. Somebody suggested, who was it? Josh Fan. He suggested the Chiefs looking at Taylor Rapp, who's a safety for the Rams. He's 25. I think he's a free agent just finished the last year of his rookie deal this past offseason, and he is possibly a guy that wouldn't break the bank. You could bring him in as a safety that's got some experience there. That's one thought. I mean, there's others. I don't know that the Chiefs are going to make a big splash move for safety, considering they kind of did that last offseason with Justin Reed. Chief for Life said, I'm still waiting on my coffee. Really? When did you order it, Chief for Life? I think Juju will take the money from someone else. He's only made $21 million in 6 seasons, says KCDC. Yeah, he's made a bunch off the field too. Probably one of the more successful guys off the field. But if you're talking specific NFL money, then yeah, I don't know what he made last year after all the incentives, but it was like over $10 million. Thielen will be cheap. Yeah, he could be cheap, especially on a 1 year. You save $2 million if CEH is traded, said Michael. I mean, that's an interesting thing, is seeing what the Chiefs do about the running back position. They have Pacheco, and that is about it, unless you consider CEH, which a lot of people are saying, no, we want CEH out of here. There was an article floating around saying some teams were actually inquiring about CEH. So we'll just see. I mean, could Jerick McKinnon come back? I hope so. Will he come back 100% for certain? No. The guy's like 31 years old. He just won a ring. He may be like, peace, man. It's been a great career, and I'm out of here. James Johnson with the gifted. Let's go, man. I appreciate you for that.
When it's going to be the Grim
yeah, Mike
Reaper.
Wolf said thoughts on the Eagles losing key pieces like Gardner Johnson. Yeah, there's quite a bit of pieces that the Eagles could potentially lose. Darius Slay is in convo with that as well. And I will say this, I'll actually screen share and show you guys. MVS recently reached out to Darius Slay because there's talks that Darius Slay could be, is it released? Traded. Maybe traded. I think it's traded. I'm going off the top of my head here, but look, MVS. Oh, let me fix my camera. There we go. MVS tweeted out. Let me zoom in. He tweeted out to Darius Slay today saying, I know we aren't the best of friends right now after last game, but I think number 2 is open in KC, talking about safety or cornerback. Number 2. Why would I say number 2 corner is open? outside of Snead? Anyway, he actually responded. He said, LOL, you know we always good, lil bro. So I don't think he's going anywhere or he's coming to the Chiefs or anything crazy like that. I mean, if you look up Darius Slay, and he has been in talks, what is it? Yeah, Darius Slay's situation is murky. Yeah, the Eagles have granted permission for Slay to seek a trade. That's what it is. You'd have to trade for the guy. And he's like 32 years old. The number 2. Oh, I see. Okay, thank you, Kurt. I'm over here like, what does he talk about number 2? I got confused for a second. Nah, good catch. So, yeah. So there's that. I'm not reading too much into that. MVS has just been recruiting like everybody. He recruited his former tight end teammate. And he's obviously recruited who? There was another receiver on Green Bay, I think, as well. He's recruited. So, yeah, he's been doing yeah. SR said, MVS trying to recruit anybody he can. That is exactly what is going on. Yeah, his number is number 2. Thanks. But I was over here thinking like number 2 corner. Anyway, thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah, Cole's Vikings production said, rest in peace, Otis Taylor. He passed away today at the age of 80. That was confirmed. I've shared a few tweets about him actually, and I'll probably do a YouTube short on him tonight. But a couple things about Otis Taylor. Let me screenshot here. Pull up. From Matt McMullen, the Chiefs senior reporter, Otis Taylor racked up the 3rd most receiving yards in franchise history, 7,306, and was right in the middle of one of the biggest touchdowns ever scored by a Chief, his 46-yard touchdown in Super Bowl IV. RIP to one of the greatest to ever play the game. Yeah, definitely a legend lost. A legend of the kingdom. 1,000%. KCDC says Veach has to take a veteran free agent left tackle for insurance. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting thing to follow over the next couple of weeks, what the Chiefs do at the left tackle position, because if Orlando Brown Jr. is gone, like if he signs elsewhere, that's a big hole. And Andy Reid in his history as a head coach has either always had a first-round pick at left tackle or traded away first-round pick draft capital to acquire a left tackle. There was an interesting article by, it might have been KCSN actually, Charles Goldman maybe wrote it. I can't remember who did. But they went through the history of Andy Reid at left tackle. The Chiefs are going to have to make a big move for left tackle this offseason, whether that is trading for another one or kind of what KCDC was saying. You could sign a vet for insurance and draft one. The vet for insurance is maybe in case the Chiefs don't get the number 1, number 2, or number 3 left tackle in the draft. Like, let's say they can't trade up high enough to even get that. They get a left tackle that they like, but they're not sure if he's going to be able to start year 1. And so then on top of that, they bring in a vet, free agent left tackle, to which, guys, there is not a lot. Not Andrew Wiley. Orlando Brown Jr. is the biggest one by far, and it's not close. There's some other options out there that we have talked about recently. One was the guy who just got released from the Bucks. Can't even remember his name right now off the top of my head, but there's a few options, but it's not a lot. So if the Chiefs take a swing in the draft, they could still bring in a veteran left tackle from free agency as well. Robert Jolly said, Cole, I switched YouTube accounts so I couldn't be a member or whatever. Always been on here as Bob Jolly. What happened? Why'd you have to switch accounts, Robert? Michael said he missed my Hopkins trade offer. Dude, I can't see them all. Yeah, I can't see all these comments. I'm trying to my best though. Can't blame Juju for getting headhunted. Well, I think the bigger concern, Kenny, to me, honestly, is his knee. Just keep the ball his knee field, and his history, just his injury history, minus the concussion. I don't know if that's as big of a concern to me as the knees. Yo, Jed Lockett 52 with the 589. Appreciate that, man. I heard the news about Otis Taylor and immediately turned on the NFL Films Super Bowl IV highlight film. Yeah, man. Everything's up to date. Everything's up to date in Kansas City. Rest in peace. Thanks for the 589, man. Yep, definitely one of the legends. Certainly. Dude, this is a question that I literally have myself, George. And why do you guys think? I was just wondering about this today. I was starting to do a little bit of research to get a voiceover done for a YouTube short in honor of Otis Taylor. I'll probably drop that either tonight or tomorrow. I'm not sure which. But thanks for the 2, man. Yeah, why do you guys think Otis Taylor is not in the Hall of Fame? Because I was literally wondering that myself. Yeah, I was literally wondering that myself today for like the 10th time. Sadivo said Cole get Poyer so we can get Josh out. So get Poyer so we can get Josh Allen? Jordan Poyer's stiff arm? Oh, no. I don't know that the Chiefs would swing that big on Poyer. I mean, I think he's going to get a lot of money. Could be wrong, though. Marty McFly with the 99 cents. The thrift shop dono, as I nickname it, because it makes me think of the hook of thrift shop with Macklemore. But it was 99 cents. Appreciate you, man. Alan Lazard is, yeah, Maddie, he's somebody that's been in talks as well, connected to the Chiefs. Sorry, I saw a comment from Tommy that really drew my curiosity. I want to address that in a second. Yeah, Alan Lazard, that's who he was trying to recruit. You know, that's somebody that is not wide receiver 1. To me, that's going to be a depth piece, but it could be a valuable depth piece, you know, for sure. Tommy Smith, this is what caught my eye, and I was trying to read it. Tommy Smith said, I saw Jerick McKinnon post on Instagram on his story, a broken heart, and that was it. I hope that doesn't mean he's not re-signing back with the Chiefs. Yeah, I don't know what that means, Tommy. I didn't see that. I hope he signs back with the Chiefs, but you really never know. Maxime said bring back Damian Williams. He was an option, honestly, for the Chiefs to be able to pick up near the end of this past season off of waivers. Could claim him off waivers, and they did not do it. They felt more comfortable with having Melvin Gordon on the roster than Damian Williams. Now, could that be more of a, well, Melvin Gordon was already on the team for a couple months at that point and knew the system a lot better than Damian, even though obviously Damian's a former Chief. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I don't know. Ron314 with the 5. Left tackle Anton Harrison should be available at 31. Is he a free agent? Let me pull something up that I saw interesting from Matt Lane. He had a very interesting thing that he dropped today on Twitter. Zex4 with the 2 said top free agent for Chiefs, go. Well, top free agent of the Chiefs is Orlando Brown and Juju, but top free agents the Chiefs should consider. I mean, that's kind of what we're going to be discussing off and on all stream here. It just depends on the position that we're looking at. One of the biggest talks is going to be left tackle. We talked about a couple others. You know, Adam Thielen would be a vet pickup for wide receiver. Same with Lazard. But let me pull this up. Matt Lane had a graphic he shared today on Twitter. He said free agent offensive tackle fits to Kansas City, and he's factoring in age, physical profile, estimated market value, and scheme fit. And in case you're wondering, he got his estimated market value from SpotTrack, I believe. Okay, and here's kind of what he's got. You said Anton Harrison. Is he on this list? I wonder if he put Anton Harrison in the low fit, being around the 32 years of age. But he kind of pulled up all the offensive tackles, and he said, here's the high fits. Jawan Taylor, Orlando Brown Jr., Andrew Wiley, and George Fant. I mean, not a lot of options there. High fit for left tackle, but there's some high fits at the right. I mean, George Fant is listed as right tackle left. Medium fit is going to be these 6 here, including Donovan Smith. That's who got released from the Bucks. McGlinchey, Pipkins, Elamunor, Dillard. That name, Yosh Nijman. Don't even know how to say his name. Just butchered it. So there's definitely, at least as of right now, some interesting, not a lot of options for the Chiefs that are a big fit. And I jokingly commented on this. I definitely said, LOL. What did I say? So Orlando and Wiley next year, LOL. And Matt Lane said they are your best fits. Wiley would be mid-tier If he hadn't already played in KC, though, the competent play, price, and familiarity pushed him to high. So I can, Ron, let me look up Anton Harrison because, I mean, that name's just not extremely familiar with me. Anton Harrison. Oh, he's in the draft. Well, that makes more sense. The way I read that, oh, he should be available at 31. Bro, pick 31. I'm literally thinking 31 years old. Thank you, Ron. Yeah, I'll talk to, I'm having a draft talk with that franchise guy today at 5. I'll talk to him about Anton Harrison, actually. Thank you, dude. When I read that the first time, I literally thought he was 31 years old, meaning he should be available as a left tackle in free agency since he's 31 years old. So anyway, I'm an idiot. Thanks for allowing me the time to get there. I was definitely in free agency mode when we were talking, so I read your comment and went immediately to free agency. But yeah, here's the thing, man. The Chiefs could very well just take a swing at a tackle and not really trade up. They could take the best available tackle. That is definitely something they could do. Anyway, sorry. It took me a minute to get there, Ron, but I appreciate your patience. Yeah, thanks for the 2 Zex. I did kind of answer that. I mean, that's a big loaded question. Rachel with the 5, dropped your mug off at the studio. It should be fully done and ready to ship in about a week or so. Oh, let's freaking go. So Rachel's making me an awesome custom mug. She makes custom coffee mugs. Rachel, can I pull up your mock? Yeah. Look at this. This is really cool, man. Rachel does some cool work. Hope this is our DMs. I hope that's fine. I mean, we didn't talk about anything other than the mug, but there's one side of the mug. She painted it on. There's the other side of the mug. And then obviously she's gonna fire it. Here's kind of the sketch of the mug. She makes these really cool, actually you could see it in her profile pic, these really cool custom made mugs. And I told her, I was like, hey, I will definitely buy one from you. So pretty cool, man. And I'm excited to get that and put all kinds of stuff in that big mug. You could do cereal in that thing. You could do coffee. I have a hard time often in mugs. Honestly, it might be a set piece too. A lot to consider with that, actually, because it's freaking awesome. Yeah, Rachel with the W. Cordarius Reed said, you see, Zadarius Smith he liked MVS's post regarding recruiting people to KC. I did see that. Dolphins fins up. Can you shout me out? What up, dude? Otis Taylor, the legend. Yeah, Draft Talk is at 5 p.m. Central with a guy that knows a lot more than the draft about me. Cole looks so much like Matt Nagy. What? What are you talking about? Yeah, Juju has a little bit higher than a $14 million market value, but I don't know that he's going to get that from the Chiefs. Cole for Chiefs offensive coordinator? No. You don't want me in there. You do not want me in there. Don't get D-Hop. The only way D-Hop would make sense right now is he said he was willing to work with somebody that wants him. For the right team. He'd be willing to work with his contract and his current price. So if he's willing to work that out a little bit and the Chiefs don't have to give up a second-round pick for him, that's where you could maybe start thinking about it. If it's a third round, a fourth-round pick, and maybe CEH. Just kidding. But something like that, and D-Hop's willing to work with you on his price, like, okay, cool. I could definitely see that. Brown Jr. won't get the money he wants, says George French, on this market, but more than KC will give him currently. Well, I will say this, man, because the free agent class is so weak, he's the strongest left tackle by far. So I don't know that he's going to necessarily reset the market with a new deal, but I think he's going to get offered more than the Chiefs are willing to pay. Is there a chance that Orlando is still a Chief? Yes. I don't know how much of a chance, but there definitely is still a chance. Chiefs fan for life with the 5 said, I heard it was actually Cole who snuck the playbook to Mahomes before the draft. That's it. Yeah, it wasn't Nagy. It was me. Bumpa said, stop letting Veach cook. He's giving away Orlando for no reason. I mean, we only see what they let us see on the outside, I have no idea what's going on with the Orlando situation. I honestly think, I mean, you say he's giving away Orlando for no reason. I think Orlando and his agent want a piss ton of money. And I just don't think the Chiefs are on board with that much money, and especially considering all like the chip help and stuff that they had to get to help him over there on the left side of the field. So, I mean, I am definitely off center. Why is that? Maybe not. Could Orlando come back? Yes. I'm just, not 100% sure at the moment. Do you think Lamar's going to get traded? Possibly, yeah. Maybe he goes to the Dolphins. I'm just kidding. That would be crazy, though. Jay Cruz said, amazing show, bro. My day is not complete until I hear your report. Thank you for your craft. Jay, I appreciate you, man. I'm learning with y'all. That's for sure. As much as I can, I'm digging in and trying to get as much info as possible. Zach Holiday, Brandon Ayuk. I think it would be a sneaky danger. Oh, he's a dog. Yeah, he really took some steps forward this year. No, I actually like Ayuk a lot. There's a problem with him, though. Why have I not really talked about him too much? Because I definitely looked into him. I don't know that I think he's still, what, you're saying the Chiefs trade for him? Because I think he's still under contract. He inked a 4-year deal with him in 2020. Yeah, he was a 2020 draft pick. Honestly, he's a really good receiver, but I mean, the Chiefs would have to trade for the guy. He's not a free agent until 2024. His cap hit right now, his dead cap is $4 million, base salary 2.3. But dude, I think the 49ers were pretty high on him. Let's see, this past year, I mean, he had 1,000 yards, 78 receptions for 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. I mean, I like that a whole freaking lot. 6 foot tall. How much does this guy weigh? 200 pounds. I like it. I wonder if the 49ers would be willing to part ways with that guy. And he would be a pretty hefty price tag. Now, maybe that's one of your receivers of the future. If they wanted to make a move like that, I wouldn't be crazy. Yeah, Davenport is one, says Uri. No, don't worry, Cole. Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah, Davenport, I did a video on him yesterday. He's definitely one of the highest rated free agent defensive ends. Now, the thing is, he only had half a sack last season and has never played a full season since being in the NFL. He's 26 years old. If the Chiefs could somehow snag that guy for relatively cheap, like you could not have to pay his projected value, which is like $20+ million a year. I mean, let's go. I like that a lot. Yeah, Finn's just picked up Tua Tagovailoa's 5th-year option. I did see that. 2AZZ, thank you for your channel. Love it so much. Hey, I'm glad. Glad to be here. Glad to make some content for you guys every day. It's a lot of fun. K. Wayne, what up? What up, K. Wayne? What do you think about Jesse Bates? I mean, great safety. Probably will be with another team, more than likely next season. I don't know that it's with the Chiefs. I'm not sure they would go snag such a high-profile safety such as Bates, but I do like him. I got full trust in Veach, yeah, says Bankroller. He understands the team. Yeah, he definitely understands the team's needs more than anyone. We only ever see a glimpse, right? We only see pieces. Yeah, we only see pieces. Hank Stram just called a 65 toss power trap. Yes, sir, Jed. You miss Eric? Blood Knight, you talking Eric Bieniemy, Eric Berry, Eric Fisher. What are we talking about? Who are we talking about? What's up, American 1020? Yeah, he said, bro, I heard Adam Thielen is available. Yeah, he just got released. He's available. It's kind of, he's buzzing around Chiefs Kingdom right now. I almost made a video on it earlier, but I have 2 live streams today, this one and then the draft live stream at 5 p.m., and I'm working on a couple shorts. I'm not sure I'm going to get a video out on that. But yeah, he's a 32-year-old wide receiver that had 700 and something yards last season, played the full season healthy, 6 touchdowns. You know, he's a vet in the league that has consistently put up pretty good numbers year after year. An interesting option for the Chiefs for a veteran pickup if, you know, maybe they're not bringing in Juju and they just want a Band-Aid. Somebody said in the comments on Twitter that Adam Thielen is a Band-Aid. And I mean, the Chiefs, if they bring in a veteran wide receiver, it's kind of the same as like a veteran edge rusher, right? I mean, they're there for the season to contribute and give all they got and then possibly moving on the next season. But he is definitely an option. I don't see why not. Yeah, Frank Clark was not traded. He was cut. Yep. He was released. EB and Lamar in Washington would be money. Don't you think, says Minnie? Yeah, that would be pretty crazy. Dean Chief said, I hope we pick up Darius Slay because he is able to seek a trade. Yeah, he is. He's kind of expensive and older, but it would be interesting. Certainly. Someone said I'd prefer a speedy receiver over Thielen. Well, that's in theory what Kadarius Toney's for, MVS is for. Thielen would kind of come in and fill a bit of the Juju role if he was to come in. That's why I don't think they both would come as wide receivers on the team. But we'll have to wait and see. Why wouldn't you just keep Juju? Well, if he doesn't try to break the bank, Chris Williams, then they probably do try to keep Juju, to be honest. Yeah. Eli said Cole's an absolute legend. No, you. Yeah, they got John Ross. He's on there. He's really fast. I mean, we'll have to see how he shakes out. But yeah, he's really freaking fast. Is Juju going on or resigning? No idea. That's what we're going to find out hopefully soon. I will say this. I saw a TMZ video where they interviewed Juju when he was walking in the airport. He's on his way to Japan for some anime conference or something. This was like last week. And they asked him if he was going to run it back with the Chiefs next year, and he totally dodged the question and didn't answer it. So, very interesting indeed. He's obviously not just going to give a TMZ reporter any heads up when, you know, him and his agent are going to be in discussion with the Chiefs about returning in a longer term fashion, like on a multi-year deal. So, but I did see that, found it interesting. Yeah, if you could get Juju on a little bit cheaper of a deal, like 12 million, 13, somewhere around there, the Chiefs will do their thing on how they structure the contract and building in some incentives. And I like it. I like it a lot. We'll just have to see. We're going to find out real soon. I'll tell you that, because the new league year is next week. Tony's fast, but John Ross is fastest. Yeah, for sure. John Ross is very fast. Hasn't done too terribly much in the NFL so far in his career, but yeah, he is definitely on the team fighting for a roster spot. Certainly. Scott Crosser, I'd rather extend Snead than go after Slay. Yeah, I don't know if they went after Slay, I think it'd be to pair him up with Snead, but I would rather have Snead around longer term for sure. Yeah. Big Chief in, what up? Hey, Cole, it's just the rumor mill talking, but what do you think? If Aaron Rodgers does go to the Jets, you think the Buffalo Bills would still be a playoff team? Or was it all talk like the Broncos? I think the Bills are going to be playoff contenders for a long time. Yeah, I think they're always going to have a shot at getting there. Does it make their division more difficult? Or wait, what is there? Let me look at this. Let me look at something. The Jets were 7-10 last year. Patriots 8-9. Dolphins 9-8. Bills 13-3. I mean, I don't know that Aaron Rodgers to the Jets means they just instantly sweep the division and are 6 games better next year, but they very well could be. They've got some really good pieces on there: defensive rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year, and some other nice pieces as well. But I think the Bills will always be in some sort of a playoff contention. We'll have to see. I know they've lost a little bit of their coaching staff, I believe, and then they're going to be losing some players. More, 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 more. I need to make a soundbite for that American 1020. I keep forgetting, actually. Vikings Productions. Hey, Cole. Yeah, rest in peace, Otis. Facts. Totally agree with your Juju assessment, Cole. J. Matt, appreciate you, man. Yeah, I like Juju. He's a good fit. There are some concerns, but again, if he doesn't break the bank, I mean, I like the idea of bringing it back. Brand with the 5. What's up, Brand? How you doing, man? Thank you, brother. If Brown walks, worth a 3rd-round comp pick for us next year. Yeah, up to a 3rd round. If we don't make a big free agency splash that negates that, should we factor that in this year? Let me read this question again. If Brown walks, he's worth a 3rd-round comp pick for us next year. If we don't make a big free agency splash that negates that, should we factor that in this year?
Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
I don't know. I mean, the left tackle position is a huge need. So I don't know if the Chiefs are going to really care. I mean, they'll like the comp pick, but I mean, unless I'm not fully understanding your question, feel free to clarify in another comment and I'll definitely read it. But I don't know if the Chiefs care about that right now. I think they're going to do whatever they can if Orlando goes to a different team. I mean, that's the blind side of $500 million greatest QB, Patrick Mahomes. So I don't know that they're going to really care one way or another. Unless they use that as negotiation power to make a trade for somebody else. I mean, I don't know. T. Higgins? He's not going anywhere according to the owner of the Bengals, but I like T. Higgins. Chiefs are restructuring 3 other players soon. Mahomes, Tooney, and MVS, says Chris Wanzer. What do you got? Some inside info? There's also, you could also restructure Tooney, I think. You could restructure Travis Kelce a little bit. They got some ability to do some stuff. Yeah, they've been very quiet today. I've been searching Twitter. Yeah, I've been searching Twitter for Chiefs news, and it's been a very quiet one today. Very, very quiet one today. Yeah, nothing too crazy right now. Cole, can we still trade Brown and draft a left tackle? We can't trade Brown because he's a free agent and we didn't franchise tag him. They gave away that ability when the Chiefs opted not to franchise tag him. So Orlando Brown Jr. is literally free to sign with any other team if they don't get a deal done with him before the new league year starts. So, yeah, you can't trade him. They could still draft a left tackle. That's certainly on the table, and we're going to talk about that at 5 o'clock with the draft talk that we're going to have with that franchise guy. All he does is really talk about and focus on the draft, so that'll be fun to talk with him. Last time Chiefs were quiet like this is when they got Mahomes' contract done. Yeah, we'll see. They didn't get it. They didn't do anything to it last year. But yeah, it's definitely an emergency lever that they can pull to free up quite a bit of cap space. And, if you're trying to extend Chris Jones and do some other moves, I mean, you're going to want all that you can get. So I saw somebody on Twitter, basically, I can't remember who it was, but they're like, please don't restructure Mahomes unless you absolutely have to. Basically, restructure everybody else before Mahomes. When does free agency begin? Well, they can start negotiating on the 13th and start making moves on the 15th of March. So 5 days. 5 days away. Yeah, Devin McCourty just retired, said Judah. Yeah, he just announced that on Twitter. Actually just saw that. The Broncos are clearing cap space, releasing running back Chase Edmonds. I don't know how much cap space you're freeing up. But you're definitely freeing up some. What's up, Lego? So it seems like we got some late round comp picks, like 114, 207, and something. Think Veach will find a diamond in the rough? Okay, yeah, so right after I exported my video yesterday, the Chiefs, we did find out the Chiefs comp picks, and let me pull this up for you guys. I'm just going to share this whole tweet by Herbie Teope to make it easy, and then I'll move my face over. Give me a second. Okay, let me zoom in, move the face over. Oh, it's going to be real close to my face, but that's all right. Okay, so these are the Chiefs' 10 picks officially now. They've got 31st overall in round 1, 63rd in round 2. Their third rounder is 95th. Their fourth rounder is 122nd TH via the Dolphins and 134th. They've got a fifth rounder. It's 166th. Then sixth round is 178th via Bears through the Dolphins. 217th in the sixth round is their compensatory pick that they were awarded. And then round 7, 249th. And then the next one, 250th compensatory. So to answer your question, I don't know what all they're going to do with the comp picks. They could definitely use them to trade up. That's not out of the question. Now, some of you may be looking at this saying, oh, I thought the Chiefs got awarded a third round compensatory pick for pick 100. And they did, but that then was awarded to the Giants for the Kadarius Toney trade. So that pick, they traded Kadarius Toney for a third round compensatory pick and a sixth round pick, I believe. And the third round pick that they just got yesterday, that went to the Giants. So if you get confused by that and like where did that third round pick go, it went to the Giants for good old Joka. Chiefs just need a good draft and we're going back to back, said Prairie Girl. Yeah, I mean, they've hit in the draft really well a couple years in a row. It's been freaking great. If Khalil Mack becomes a free agent, should we sign him? I think he's expected to get released, right? I mean, that's a pretty interesting move. You could bring him in on a 1-year deal, but dude, you're gonna have to pay him. Some money. He's not who he once was, but he still would be a great piece. He's gonna be 33. No, he just turned 32 like a week ago. Last year with the Chargers, he did have 8 sacks and 50 tackles. I mean, that's like, let me see. Chiefs sack leaders 2022. There we go. I mean, if you had Khalil Mack on the team last year, he would have been second in sacks overall on the team outside of Chris Jones, who had 15.5. Yeah, Khalil Mack's going to demand quite a bit of money. I'd be curious to see if the Chiefs would be willing to spend that much there, but he would definitely be a freaking crazy veteran defensive end pickup. That is for sure. You like Isaiah Pacheco, said Christopher. Me too, man. Yeah, he's going to be great for us for years to come. Derrick Henry is unnecessary for y'all. We don't need Henry. But, of course, the Chiefs have been linked in talks with Derrick Henry. You know how that goes. One of those comp picks was, yeah. Yep, you're right, Brand. We get a 3rd, 3rd, 6th, and 7th. Yep, James, you right. Let's freaking go. What's up, Steven? Thielen or D-Hop? I mean, right now I'd go for Adam Thielen just because he demands no draft capital. Relatively the same age, not the same receiver as D-Hop. Don't get it wrong. I think D-Hop is clearly the better receiver, but you could pick him up on a 1-year deal. Thielen. And he was healthy all last year. So he played all season long. You want 58 and 59 so we can be the only 3 teams in a row that win 3 Super Bowls in a row? I'd lose my freaking mind. Yeah, I would lose my mind. Like DMX. Arch said a little late. Am I a little late? What are we talking about? AGS Productions. Rest in peace, Otis Taylor. You'll always be remembered. Facts. Chiefs, the only team he played for, should probably be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe now that he passed away, he'll be there. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yo, Terry with the 5 gifted? Oh, let's go. Appreciate that. Eddie said, we don't need Henry? Question mark. No. I say that not for what he costs. I mean, he's going to be like $11 million. We could use him. I'm not sure we need him for what it's going to cost. I mean, I would love him here. Don't get me wrong. Do you believe that the Chiefs are to trade for or go after a very good defensive end? I wouldn't put it past Veach. mean, they have a couple glaring holes right now, in my opinion. It's defensive end and the tackles. I do believe, well, and wide receiver, really, because Juju is still a question mark. I do believe they're going to address one or two of these needs before the draft. At least address it enough to where they're relatively comfortable enough before going into the draft. What exact moves they're going to make, I do not claim to know. DJ Chark, I like him. Scott. Is he a free agent? I don't think he is. Maybe he actually is. 26. Yeah, he's with the Jags. Let me look at his contract. Is he a free agent? He might be. Which is possibly why you're asking. He was only on a one. Okay, he was on a 1 year with the Lions. 1 year, 10 mil. I mean, he's only 26. How many did he get? Was he a 700? Did he have at least 700 yards this season? Yeah, 500 yards. 500 yards, 3 TDs. He only played 11 games, though. Why is that? Injury? Only played 11 games. I'm assuming because of some injuries, but I'm not an expert on... When I hear his name, I didn't watch a lot of the Lions. Let's put it that way. Greetings from Germany, says Papa Joe's Gaming. Oh, let's go, dude. What's up? How's it going? Terry, thanks again for the 5. It'll take 11 people to tackle Derrick Henry. Yeah. It'll take 11 people to tackle Henry. That's 1 tackle per million. He demands 11 million for 1 year, but it's going to take 11 people to bring him down. Yo, Robert, how many spots you got left at the pre-draft me and my squad want to come? I haven't checked, but we've got around 50 left, I think. We've hit roughly the 100 mark. And we have like 45-ish left or something like that. Dude, we had a group of 12 people buy tickets like last night. One group, they bought 3 waves of 4 tickets so they could all come and hang out together as a group. So you wouldn't be the only squad. We definitely got spots left. And then, I don't know where Greg is. I haven't seen him in a couple streams, but he gifted the channel 4 memberships as well. And we're going to give away some of those tickets.
Go get it.
We're going to give away some of those tickets at the next members only live stream. We're going to give away some tickets. We're going to give away a jersey and a bag of coffee. That's going to happen within the next weekish or so. But yeah, man, there's definitely spots left, and I'm definitely excited about the event. I can't wait for it. Both Rosses will step up next year, says John. Is your last name... Where'd John go? Where'd John's comment go? Dang it, I found... Oh, Esteban. Yeah, we'll see. I don't think the Chiefs are hinging on it or banking on it, but if they do, it's definitely an added bonus. Bring back old names, said Waghoba. Justin Houston, Marcus Peters, Eric Fisher. I would say Eric Fisher is not coming back. I would think they even opt for a different left tackle if it's not for like a different, just for veteran depth. I don't know that it'd be Fisher, but he is available. Marcus Peters, I have no idea what his contract situation looks like with the Ravens. Justin Houston, I know he was on the Ravens and he kind of balled out. I like Justin. I think there's something there. I think there's a bit of friction there between Justin Houston and the Chiefs, and I'm not 100% sure that he would come back, but I like him a lot. Maybe Josh Allen, the defensive end. Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen's something the Chiefs could maybe try to take a swing on. There's Brian Burns. There's definitely some people there. Those guys aren't free agents, so you'd have to trade for them. Gary Holland, Cole, do you feel Jamal Charles deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? I mean, I don't claim to be an expert on people that should get in, but I love Jamal Charles, one of my favorite running backs of all time. I mean, what do you guys think? I'll just poll that question. I like him. He was a great running back. I know he had some injury issues. Yeah, I don't think Kareem Hunt's coming back. No. Who said that? Let's go, Cole. Happy to join the members-only live stream. Oh, let's go, Eli. Let's go, man. Cole, are we signing Jet to an extension? Well, there's two Jets. There's McKinnon and McColl. So I don't know who you're talking about. I would assume McColl gets signed to a different team on a multi-year deal. And I would think McKinnon's back if he wants to return. I think the Chiefs would honestly pay a little bit more money for him to stay. Could be wrong, though. Nitty said you're going to do a mock draft. Yeah, no time like within the next couple of weeks, but we'll definitely do one for sure. Manuel Hill, what's your opinion about Justin Ross? I don't know. Everybody loves to talk about that guy. I think has potential to contribute next year. You know, as one of the wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5, and if he works his way up from there, that's freaking awesome. I'll be curious just to see how he does and how he rebounds off of having his foot operated on again. I'm keeping expectations low, but if he surpasses them, that's just a bonus. I'm not going into this offseason saying the Chiefs don't need to do much at wide receiver because John Ross and Justin Ross are going to go all the way off next season, and therefore we don't need to fill them. Like, screw that. We don't even need to bring Juju back because we got Justin Ross. Like, I don't think the Chiefs are thinking like that either. I think they're going to make moves, and if Justin Ross outplays some people, like think about Pacheco. They signed Ronald Jones in the offseason, drafted Pacheco, and Pacheco took his job. So Justin Ross can still take people's jobs. Yo, Jayhawker with the 10, man. Appreciate that. Hey, Cole, bit off topic, but have you been to the new airport yet? I moved to Dallas 2 years ago, but I flew through the new KCI to check it out. I have not, but I have talked to some people that have, and it looks really nice. I've seen some videos of it. One of the mods here and he helps edit a lot of the YouTube shorts. Jack Hatzfeld, he went through the airport recently and sent me some videos. It looks really nice, man. Thanks so much for the 10. I have not yet, but I'm sure I will eventually. I don't really like flying these days, but if I gotta fly, it'll be through there. 78% of y'all said Jamal Charles should be in the Hall of Fame. When is he eligible? Dez with the 5. I'm a big fan of the franchise guy. Broshmo is another draft guru. That'd be a great collab. I can definitely reach out to Broshmo. He's a bigger YouTuber, but I could. Yeah, the franchise guy. I watched a bunch of his stuff, Dez, and he really knows his stuff. Thanks, Dez, for the 5 and Jayhawker for the 10. Appreciate that. I'd take McColl over McKinnon on any given Sunday, says Clip. Well, if you just said if there were no financial constraints, I mean, I like McColl, but McKinnon's going to be super cheap and was very valuable to the Chiefs down the stretch. Meanwhile, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl without McCole Hardman. He played half the year, but Kadarius Toney, in theory, is going to kind of take over McColl's role. But if the Chiefs could negotiate a deal with McColl and bring him back, I wouldn't be mad. I like McColl. You just can't bring everybody back, sadly. It's just the name of the game. Ron, how do I activate a gifted membership? It's activated now, Ron. Yeah, it's activated right now. Of course, Jamal Charles must be in the Hall of Fame. He has the best average yards per rush time. When is he eligible? Yeah, when is he eligible is my question. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm here to take a grown man's job, says Brent. That's right. 100% correct, man. Ron. Terrell Davis has 7,000 rushing yards just like Jamal, and he's in the Hall of Fame. So, yes, he should be. Thanks for the 5, man. Well, when is he eligible? I'm just going to look it up. Hall of Fame eligibility. He'll be eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2024. I think we see him get in there. Next year, y'all. 4Wedge said Hardman is hurt half the time. Can he stay healthy? Honestly, man, he didn't miss a game his first 3 years in the league. He did struggle this year, but he did not miss a game. Andrew said, seems like MVS could be better in Hardman's role. I mean, that's definitely Toney, like the gadget guy running behind the line of scrimmage pre-snap motion, jet sweeps, different stuff out of the backfield. But I'm not saying MVS can't be used like that, but they pretty much defaulted immediately to Kadarius Toney doing it as soon as he was here. But when everybody got hurt in the AFC Championship game, MVS was actually the guy doing some of the pre-snap motion, if you guys remember. That's when he kind of had a heyday of a game. So MVS definitely could do some of it, but they really have used him to stretch the field this past season. Jayhawker with another 10. Thanks, bro. I was watching Veach on Pat McAfee, and he talked about having a more balanced team based on last season. I like the idea of having a stellar defense and an offense that plays smart like now. Yeah, that was a great interview. I listened to that. Veach on McAfee. Bro, I love how Pat McAfee was gassing Brett Veach up, and I don't think Veach liked it. Like, he's a humble guy, is what it seems like. Brett Veach is. But, yeah, McAfee was saying he's one of the best GMs in the league. And, yeah, I mean, when you say more balanced, are you talking about on both sides of the ball? I mean, I think that's always the goal, right? You want to be balanced so Mahomes and company doesn't have to carry. Now, has that always happened? No. I think as long as Andy Reid's in town and you've got weapons like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, the scale's probably going to be tipped a bit in the offense. But, yeah, souping up the defense as much as possible. Like, I love it. It really does help. You know, that way Mahomes doesn't have to play perfect every single game. So that definitely helps. I drank what? Said, should Charles be in the Hall of Fame? Yes. Hope he goes in the Ring of Honor Arrowhead. I think he'll get in the Ring of Honor. I don't see why he wouldn't be. And he's eligible for the Hall of Fame in 2024. So you would think he gets in there, right? What do you think about Yannick Ngakoue? He's on the Colts? I mean, I don't know too much about him without lying. So I can look him up, though. It's such a name. I never forgot it. So, 27-year-old former third-round pick of the 2016 NFL Draft. I mean, he had a good year in 2021 with the Raiders. Put up 10 sacks in 2022 with the Colts. Put up 9.5 sacks. I could never say his name right if you gave me $1,000. Well, maybe for $1,000. Let me look at something. He is 27. And what's his contract look like? He's under contract for a little while with the Colts, right? Or is he a free agent? He might be a free agent. I think he is a free agent. Ooh. No, he signed a 2-year deal. Oh, okay, with the Raiders. And then he got traded, I think. So he had a dead cap of $13 million. But yeah, he's definitely a free agent. What do you guys think of that? I don't mind it. Kind of like it. Oh, I saw something on Twitter from the Chiefs, and I thought we had some moves. But what the Chiefs just shared was this.
You gotta fight for
your
right.
Whoa, Becky with the 20. And A, enjoying the offseason talk, man. B, I'd love to see a collab with Brett Coleman. Honestly, we have the same management company, me and Brett Coleman. I could definitely reach out to him and see if he'd be willing to come on the show. And we could definitely talk ball. I mean, he is an example of a guy that knows way more than me about ball. But here's the Chiefs draft order from the Chiefs account themselves. So we could look at that for a second. This is as of March 10th. Asterisk there because the Chiefs could move. Becky, thanks so much for the 20. Holy smokes. Generous as always. Yeah, Brett Coleman. I'll reach out to him. He really knows his stuff, man. Did I miss a 5? Did I miss a 5? Jayhawker with the 5. I am thinking keeping the core of the offense and getting weapons in draft, but getting some studs for edge in our secondary. I mean, the secondary is relatively well off. I wouldn't be surprised because of the depth of this cornerback class if the Chiefs take another swing at corner. You know, I mean, you've got a lot of pressure riding on Jalen Watson and Joshua Williams. They definitely contributed, showed that they're valuable, but it would help to take the pressure off of Snead and McDuffie. in case one of those guys got injured. It would probably help for competition in the room. I could definitely see the Chiefs drafting a safety. Don't know when, but definitely there. I think the Chiefs draft a defensive tackle. I think they draft an edge for sure. Keeping the core of the offense. I mean, the core of the offense is there for the most part. The tackles are a question mark. The running back situation, they need a little bit of help, and the wide receiver room a little bit as well. But if you can keep the majority of them together, the biggest thing right now, man, is left tackle, right tackle, replacing Frank Clark. That's probably the top 3 to me. And then wide receiver, running back, like those are all in there. Yeah, Justin Reed is locked up. Yep, he's under contract. Justin Meade. Yo, fam, I just got done with 24 elementary kids at a bowling alley. God bless you. Clipto said MVS and Hardman must keep. Well, MVS is under contract. I don't know that Hardman is must keep because of Kadarius Toney. I bet you the Chiefs are going to have conversations with him. But I would be surprised if he returns. And it's not because he's a good play or a bad player. It's because I think he's going to get offered a decent amount of money in free agency. But hey, man, I am not an expert. I would love to be wrong and see McCole back. I think he's a good fit in the Chiefs offense for sure. Thanks for the 5, Jay Hawker. And you had like a couple 10s as well, you legend. People got to learn the difference between resign and resign. Yeah, I definitely know what they're saying, Mr. Neller. But yeah, we're definitely saying resign quite a bit. Yes to Hunt. Let's get it done. Him and Pacheco. Yeah, I mean, Kareem Hunt is a free agent. I don't think it's going to happen, but he is a free agent. Cole, would you rather sign Kareem Hunt or Damian Williams? Probably. I think Kareem Hunt has more left in the tank. Damian Williams took off a year for COVID. And then I think he dealt with some injury issues the next year. He's kind of rusty. But maybe that's preserved a little bit of his life, like life expectancy in the league.
Broncos country, let's
ride.
Let's ride.
I like Kareem Hunt. I just don't think he's coming back. Bump it with a 2. I have so much faith in Toney. He had 171 yards. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that I have all the faith in the world in Toney. I'm just saying from a schematic standpoint, Toney is kind of filling that role. The Chiefs are pretty high on Toney. I'll tell you that. They're pretty freaking high on him. But I trust Veach and company to look at the injury history of Toney and to make decisions accordingly. So I think they could have somebody else that they bring in that's kind of a gadgety speed player. I mean, dude, it could be John Ross for all we know. He's not. McCole Hardman is a better player than John Ross. Don't get it twisted. But if somebody in free agency offers McCole Hardman MVS style deal, I don't know that the Chiefs are gonna take it. So I'm not naive to Toney's injury issues for sure. I mean, they're actually an unfortunate part of his game, and why I'm a bit hesitant about him in some ways. I saw a report from James Palmer saying the Chiefs believe he's going to be wide receiver 1 for them next year. That's got to be either just some smokescreen or James Palmer is talking out of his the other side a little bit. And I don't think he's doing it intentionally. But, dude, you look at Kadarius Toney's injury history, and you can't just assume he's going to be wide receiver 1 next season. I think if anybody can get him right in the offseason, it's going to be the Chiefs' athletic trainers and their training staff, if anybody. Yo, Becky with the 10. The Chiefs lost trust in Hunt. Ain't no way. Yeah, I agree with you. Thanks so much for the 10. Dude, Becky is freaking going crazy. But, yeah, I don't think Kareem Hunt comes back. I saw somebody else comment earlier. They said, basically, come on, guys, Kareem Hunt has apologized. It's in the past. Could they not re-bridge it? I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibility. But I don't know what happens when you lie to Clark and Andy Reid like that. I don't know that they're just going to be like, yeah, come on back. Now, would I like to see it? Yes. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Yeah, ain't no way, said Becky. Slim Tebow said if Zeke Elliott's released by Dallas, do you think he'll be a good fit in KC? I don't honestly know. He's not going to be released, is he? He's owed a bunch of money. I mean, his dead cap is 11.8 million with a cap hit of 16, base salary of 10. I mean, dude, they're not going to save much by releasing him. They're only going to save like $5 million. They'd be better to release him next year. His dead cap is only 6 million. That's literally half. I do like Zeke, but I can't believe the contract they signed that guy for. That's freaking insane. That is insane. Swatzilla said, in the past, did Hunt not call out the Chiefs when we played the Browns a year ago? I don't even remember what he said. I don't think it was too crazy, but he was probably talking a little bit on Twitter, I would imagine. Not my actual name said, I don't know. I'm a little nervous about our F- training staff. Yeah, I mean, it is a year and a half old, that report, but hopefully they address that. Certainly. Hey, if Justin doesn't work out, he can go kill it in the XFL like Josh Gordon. Yeah, man, Josh Gordon is going freaking nuts in the XFL. Yeah, Prescott, I just saw, someone said, what do you think of tackle George Fant? He's a free agent. Matt Lane of KCSN comped him to the Chiefs as a high fit. So, I do like that. I'll be curious to see what the Chiefs think of that. I just saw this tweet 3 minutes ago. Per over the cap, the Chiefs' cap space stands at $16.9 million. Chiefs have room to maneuver for free agency as the new league year starts next week. They can also restructure some players around. But I did see that tweet just now and wanted to share that with you guys. Yeah, I keep checking Twitter, making sure the Chiefs aren't making any moves here, but there's a lot of players getting released. Yeah, this is certainly going to be interesting. Yo, Dez with the 5. Did I miss that? Thank you, Dez. What do you think about the Allen Robinson or Brandon Cooks? Or what do I think about Allen Robinson or Brandon Cooks if those teams paid some of their contracts? Well, Brandon Cooks is a dog.
Let's ride.
Why would we think so? I mean, he only had 700 yards last season, but he's had 6,000 yard seasons total. He's 29. I think he had some injuries last year. But what's his contract situation looking like? Yeah, I'm not seeing him getting thrown around with the Chiefs a lot. Potential out. He could be released. He's got a cap hit of $24 million, but if released, a dead cap of $8 million. Whew. I mean, if the Chiefs want to consider him as one of the vets, cool, but I don't know. He was injured last year. So the question is, what happened? And what kind of injury is that? I would only imagine he's injured because he had a leg quad strain. He didn't miss a game due to it. He didn't? I thought he missed some time. He had to have. He only had... No, he was out. Yeah. He was out 3 games or 4 games in 2022. Okay, that makes sense for the missed production there a little bit. But yeah, I like Allen Robinson as well. I feel like I just talked about him in a video. I should just share my screen when I'm looking up stuff so you guys can see what I'm looking at. But he definitely has struggled a little bit too. I mean, he's close to 30, only had 339 yards last season. And I'm assuming it's because of injury as well. The Chiefs were linked to him. What is this? The Rams have given wide receiver Allen Robinson agents permission to seek a trade. Brady wants to come back? Supposedly. I hope not. Please stay done. Do you think Orlando Brown will get the contract that he's wanting? I don't know. my classic Carr story. I mean, he probably will get offered more than the Chiefs did, but I don't know how much. Hammy Watkins, yep. Sammy, I have no hammy. If I had Elon Musk money, Cole would be a billionaire. I appreciate that, Prairie Girl. What about a backup to Mahomes? Says Tom. I say bring in Bouchel. He has looked great. What say you? I know Andy likes veterans, but Shane has a certain swagger. I think the Chiefs will pick up a veteran QB. I don't know that it's going to be a high-profile veteran QB. I will say this, though. I wouldn't rule out Shane Bouchel beating that veteran out in training camp or OTAs, preseason. Like, I think they bring a veteran in to compete, but Shane Bouchel could definitely earn that spot. It would definitely go against Coach Reed and his tendencies over the years. I mean, since being in Kansas City, he's always had a veteran backup with 4-5+ years experience. But Shane Bouchel has showed some promise, but I still wonder if they tuck him under the wing for another year and bring in a vet at least to compete. What's left of Allen Robinson, says Jay. Facts. If Carr were smart, he'd come here. Well, dude, he just got a bunch of money with the Saints. So he went for another bag. How funny would it be if Trubisky went number 1 just to end up as Mahomes' backup 6 years later? That'd be fantastic, Swatzilla. Yeah, that'd be freaking awesome. Will you forever love Chad Henne? Oh, yeah, 100%. Swatzilla said, don't be surprised if Wentz or Trubisky becomes a backup. I mean, dude, I think it would be somebody even lower profile than that. But neither of those would be horrible backup choices. I mean, I talked about Wentz already in a video. Carson Wentz will be the backup, said Loaded. I mean, hey, could happen. James Oakley, I would disagree on not giving MVS contract to McColl. I would be all in on that idea if 3 years, $30 million was all it takes to keep continuity on the offense. I mean, hey, they very well may do that. Problem is, I have no idea all the moves that they're going to be making. And I'm over here like, well, you can only make so many moves at wide receiver given the rest of the needs on the team. But obviously, Veach and his staff know more. Could it happen? Sure. No to Odell. Yeah, no Odell. I think you should sign Case Keenum. I mean, he's a good backup. Yeah. What would you say if we got Adam Thielen from the Vikings? Well, he got released today. We talked about him a couple times. I mean, he'd be a good little veteran pickup on a 1-year deal. Wouldn't mind that. He's still been productive. Yep. Vikings already released Thielen. He won't stay a free agent for more than 24 hours. Yeah, we have a little bit of time because the league new year doesn't start yet, but save Michael Thomas from the doom of Baby Carr? Nah, leave him over there. Leave him over there. Matt Castle might be available. What, Eric? What are you talking about? Odell can go to the Cowboys. Sincerely a Giants fan, says Jed Lockett. I don't think Odell's coming to Kansas City. I would be very surprised. I can't wait for Odell to sign with another team, though, so he quits getting comped to the Chiefs. I only said it just to come at Carr. Oh, you're good. You're good, Jay. Only way I'd ever agree to a Thomas deal is if he actually played the entire year beforehand. He's been pretty banged up. The music guy in the group says, go Chiefs. Matt Ryan as a backup? Yeah. The problem is I think he's still a backup that's going to demand a lot of money, more than the Chiefs will pay. He could even borderline still be a starter. His fall has been crazy to watch. Jeez Louise. What do you think of tackle Isaiah Wynn? He's a free agent. I actually like that name doesn't like jump off the page to me. But I wonder if he was on the list of comps that I mean, he's a former Patriot. Yeah, I don't know too much about him. He's 27, probably looking for another deal. Let me look at something. Matt Lane had a nice comp for all the available tackles. I wonder if he's on there. Where did that tweet go? Yeah, he was listed as a low fit for the Chiefs. I'll show you this graphic. I mean, not that Matt Lane is the knower of all things Chiefs, but I do trust a lot of his work, a lot of his thoughts. He's a vet in the game here. But free agent, offensive tackle fits to KC, factoring in age, physical profile, estimated market value, and scheme fit. And here's the high, medium, and low. And you've got Isaiah Wynn down as a low fit at right tackle. So look at the high fits and medium fits, and those would probably be more likely options. Again, not that they couldn't take a swing at one of the low fits. Keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys. Loaded hot. OBJ is the biggest drama queen in the NFL. We don't need that. How many more years do you think Kelsey will continue to play, says Car Story. Yeah, he mentioned that this season was the hardest on his body. Do you think Noah Gray will be good enough to fill in his shoes? Honestly, we're going to have a draft talk with that franchise guy at 5 p.m. today, so in an hour and a half. And tight end is one of the things we're going to discuss. I'm going to ask him if there's any tight ends he think would be a good scheme for the Chiefs that could be a potential, not Kelsey replacement, because you could never replace Travis Kelsey, but somebody that could, if it's not Noah Gray, or even if, let's say, Noah Gray is kind of the next guy up, they still need to probably draft another guy regardless. So if it's this year, next year, I think they are going to potentially start taking some swings at tight end, hopefully. How many more years? I don't know, dude. He's not falling off yet. He's got a couple more left in him at elite level. Hopefully another year, at least, of elite play, meaning another 1,000-plus yard season. Logan says, is Orlando pretty out of here? Dude, I can't get a read on it. I can't. He's entering free agency, exploring and testing the market for 2 reasons. Well, he wasn't tagged for 2 reasons. 1, the Chiefs are very close to a deal and are going to get something done. Or 2, they are not close at all and he's going to hit the market and get offered a bunch of money to another team. And that's kind of where the rumor mill is leaning, that Orlando and the Chiefs are not close on a deal. Sign Kelsey as a tight end coach. Hey, I would love that. I think Kelsey is not going to coach after his career in Kansas City, and he's going to get paid a lot of money in the entertainment industry or the commentary analyst I almost said injury field. If he wants to coach, I'm down. But dude, it just demands so much out of you. Big T said when he's done playing. Yeah, if we don't keep Orlando, I think the Chiefs are definitely gonna make a big swing at tackle. That could be in the draft, or they could have a stopgap year, maybe at left tackle, like sign a vet, draft somebody that's maybe not a huge hit, a huge swing way up in round 1, and hopefully he develops in a year. But I don't know. We're gonna find out really soon, ladies and gentlemen. Gronk and Kelsey on pregame would be awesome, Joshua. Taylor Luan, oh God. He's talking about the Chiefs. Drew Lock would be a cheap backup. Hey, he could be an option, actually. Not even joking. One of the 31 teams is going to pay him. Talking about Orlando. Orlando wants top 5 money. We're not paying him top 5. They offered him top 5 money last year. But without seeing all the details of the contract, it was reported that 6th year of the contract was super inflated to beef up his average million per year. And it wasn't actually top tackle money. What do you think of Arden Key? I mean, he was kind of linked to the Chiefs as a potential veteran free agent. Wasn't Arden Key the guy that hurt Mahomes' ankle? I think it was. It wasn't intentional. I mean, some people say it was. I don't think it was intentional. I mean, it's kind of a bang-bang play. So some people have said, no, they ain't going to bring him in because he hurt Mahomes' ankle. I don't know. Let me look something up. PFF edge free agents. They came out with an article recently with the top free agents available, and I'll show you what they got. He's probably on this list, I would say. You got Marcus Davenport, Jadeveon Clowney, Charles, good luck with that last name, and then Arden Key is number 4. He had a 14.6 pressure percentage over the past 2 seasons, which ties him for 17th among edge defenders. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. We talked more about Marcus Davenport in yesterday's video. Again, he only had a half sack last year, but he had 9 the year before, and his pressure rate, hurries, and QB hits didn't really dip from this past year to the year before. So I think his sack rate can be higher next season, and Joe Cullen could draw some good things out of him. The problem is he hasn't stayed healthy. He hasn't played over 600 snaps in a single season in his career, which you could see that right here. Hasn't played over 600 snaps in a single season, but Jadeveon Clowney, I don't know about that guy. But there's Yannick that you were talking about with the Colts. Let's look, since we're here, what about QBs? Nah, Gino, this article's a little old. February 20th. So Gino got signed, Derek Carr got signed, Daniel Jones got signed. I mean, the Chiefs ain't getting none of these guys. None of those guys. What about wide receivers? Jacoby Myers is an option. He's probably going to get Juju money, at least. Then you got Juju at number 2, Odell at number 3. Michael Thomas is number 4. DJ Chark is number 5. Alan Lazard. Gosh, we've talked about most of these guys. Tight ends. Curious. Dalton Schultz. I mean, that'd be kind of fire. Evan Ingram. Jasecki. Hayden Hurst. Could you imagine that? Austin Hooper. Foster Moreau. All right, I'm not going to look at all these. I was actually just got curious as we were sitting there looking at it. Chiefs need a DK Metcalf type, says Logan. I mean, dude, I love DK. He's a lot of freaking money. Yeah, we took Hardman over Metcalf. You right. Do you think the Chiefs will draft Jackson Smith? Dude, I don't know. I do like him. I know he's, a good player. One of the, he's round 1 probably, right? Maybe late round 1. Yeah, I don't know where he's slotted to go in the draft, but I have a draft talk coming up at 5 p.m. So in an hour and a half, and we'll definitely be talking about wide receiver stuff for sure. Oh. Let's see. More tweets. No Chiefs. Bro, I hate this part of the season because I feel like I have to check Twitter every 5 minutes or I'm going to miss something. Anyone know when tickets to the draft go on sale? I have no idea, Flex in chat. I have not a clue. Draft Jackson Mahomes to replace Juju's dance moves. Yeah, Jackson Mahomes is in the doghouse times 10 right now. He's got enough issues of his own. That guy is in a bit of a pickle right now. I mean, it's under investigation, but don't look good. Not one bit. Sadivo said Arden Key's hit didn't look intentional, but it looked incredibly painful. Everyone teaches drop, hip tackle. Even we teach it. They aren't going to hold it against him. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Need culture fit, says Brand. They can get away with some players that are questionable culture-wise if it's like a veteran free agent or something to bring in. But, yeah, they are definitely aiming for high-character guys for the most part. But they'll sometimes take a chance. I mean, who's that Raiders player that he got cut for threatening somebody with a gun on Instagram? the Chiefs actually picked him up and had him on the practice squad, and then he did something else stupid, and they cut him. I can't remember his name right now, but that wasn't a high character guy. That was a potentially baller of a player hoping he could turn himself around kind of a guy. Fortson was hurt. He's healthy now. Yeah, I mean, Fortson is, I don't know that he's ever going to be like Travis Kelce or a complete tight end. He was a converted wide receiver and has his own niche fit in the offense. I think the Chiefs bring him back, but we'll have to see. Fortson has been underwhelming, says SR. What's the news on D-Hop trade, says Omar? No news at all, really. I mean, D-Hop's went on the Pat McAfee show and said he'd be willing to work out his current deal with the team. Like, he said he's not trying to break the bank or anything like that. Mr. Neller said Fortson's a better run blocker. In your opinion, do we draft offensive line or D-line first? Ron, I really need to see what they do in the offseason. If they don't land Orlando Brown Jr. and they don't make any other moves, I would almost put money on them going round one offensive lineman. But if they somehow take care of the left tackle situation, I would almost bet defensive line. Fortson is great if he can stay healthy. Yeah, he has a good role. He has a good role in the offense for sure. He has a bit of a niche. Yeah, Mr. Neller, it wasn't even the bartender. Well, she might be a bartender, but she's the owner. Yeah, she was the owner. The draft is free, no ticket needed. Oh, really? Prairie Girl said, what did Jackson do? Yeah, he's under investigation for forcing himself on a lady and kissing her multiple times against her will, and it's on camera. So they are currently investigating it. And he also shoved per the report, shoved a waiter more than once, a 19-year-old waiter at the same place. It's been reported that him and his group of friends have caused trouble at this location multiple times, and a report was finally filed, and it's currently under investigation. Now, Jackson's lawyer came out and said none of this is true, and they have overwhelming evidence disputing it from multiple witnesses. That's kind of why I didn't do a piece on it, because like a bunch of people did pieces on it. It's one article from the KC Star that are the KC Star is questionable to me in their integrity and character in the first place. And I'm not some Jackson Mahomes apologist by any stretch of the imagination, but I had a YouTube short typed up for it, and then a bunch of people dropped YouTube shorts on it, and I had no new info. I'm probably waiting to see what the results are from it. I just don't like talking about that guy, man. I don't even like wasting my brain space on the guy as I am sitting here talking about him right now on this live stream, but that's kind of why I didn't do a piece yet. We'll kind of wait and see what happens, and depending on what the conclusion is of it, I can do a piece. What about Jalen Ramsey? Not coming. Not happening, I don't think. Yeah, it was Arnett. Yeah, it was Arnett. Odell Beckham Jr.? No. No Chiefs I guess you can't rule the guy out on a 1-year deal, a vet deal, but I don't see it as super likely. Swatzilla, it's still allegations. Yeah. It's still an allegation, man. There's a lot to it, and it's a pretty sensitive subject, which is why I'm like, I didn't really know what to say on coming out and talking about it. I was like, I need to wait for their investigation to finish up. It's not like, to me, Chiefsaholic was pretty freaking clear cut in the sense of he robbed a bank. And that was a big deal. He was on his way to a Chiefs game. So this was just a situation. I talked with Danny about it and a couple others about doing a piece on it. We decided to wait. So we're waiting for now. And if they come out with the conclusion of their case, then maybe we'll touch on it. But Antonio Brown is still in recovery? No, Antonio Brown. No. Old Navy said, good call. Don't waste a piece on him. It would be different if like Jackson Mahomes did something idiotic at a Chiefs game or something. I mean, that to me feels like less of a stretch to try to create content on him. Like, Some people be creating content on that guy just for views. I don't need to create content on Jackson for views. The channel's doing fine. And, you know, just because I didn't put out a piece on Jackson doesn't mean I think what he did was horrible. I mean, it was messed up. So no way, shape, or form an advocate of that of any kind. And yeah, I'm kind of letting things play out a little bit. But yeah, it's a mess. Uri said you made the right call. Yeah, I had something typed up for it and talked about it, but now I'm sitting here talking about it too much. I want to move on because I just... Yeah. Cole, you're the best thing for Chiefs Kingdom. Thank you, David. Oh, after Mahomes, Kelsey, and Sack Nation. Hey, appreciate you, man. And Andy Reid, right? Yeah, maybe Andy Reid too. Nick Gann. There's not really any need to do Jackson Mahomes piece. He's not even talking about. That's kind of how I felt, bro. Yeah, the Dancing on Sean's number was messed up. Bro, we keep talking about this. I got to get a beer. I haven't had one yet. How about a Tank 7? No? Got to get one. Who's your favorite player? I mean, probably Mahomes. Yep. Yeah, exactly, flexing. Y'all making cold drink. I mean, bro, that's just such a sad ordeal. Hey, I legit grabbed a beer too. Talking about this hurts my brain. Talking about this kid. Do you think there's a chance that we make some flashy trades during the draft? Like trading CH/McColl for a potential higher draft pick? And if so, what would we get? I mean, I'll say this. I'll be the first to say I'm not an expert on what you can get out of players as far as draft capital and combining those in the draft. I will say this. McColl is a free agent, so we can't do anything about him. You could package CEH in a trade. That is not out of the realm of possibility. As of right now, it's not off the table that the Chiefs make quite a swing for a left tackle in the draft. Now, the guys from KCSN, the KC Lab guys, were saying they think that the Chiefs could just sign an okay left tackle or get an okay left tackle, but really beef up the right tackle and kind of orchestrate the strength of the line like that. I don't freaking know. I really don't. We'll definitely see, though. Daniel Akers with the 5. Hello, legends. Uri picked up a 6-pack of Irish Ale for the Sporting Home opener tomorrow. Oh, let's go. Oh, maybe Cole. I hope Kelsey invites you to his next SNL appearance. Probably won't happen, but I definitely go. That'd be fantastic. Buster says, what if Juju does not re-sign? Well, then the Chiefs definitely are going to explore a bunch of other options. You know, I mean, one scenario is they sign a veteran to a shorter deal. They, like Adam Thielen, draft a guy higher up. You could get D-Hop and still draft a guy. We'll have to wait and see, but they'll definitely explore all options. Hey, Cole, do you think Thielen could be a good fit? Yeah, I mean,
be the Grim Reaper.
He could be.
Go get it.
He could play a similar role to Juju Smith-Schuster in his own way. Yes. Nick said Mahomes the best ever to step on the field. I rewatched the Rams and Chiefs game from 2018 today. That's a freaking game. Yeah, Mad Max. That was one reason why we decided not to cover it right now. It's a very sensitive issue. And the investigation's ongoing. Yeah, it was just best to leave it for now. I had stuff typed out and was ready. But sometimes I have like a gut check about things. And I run it by some voices that, you know, they're not my boss per se. I mean, Danny's kind of my boss. But, you know, they do help guide and influence things if I have questions. And we just felt it was good to not touch that one for now. Bumpa said, let's trade Jackson for $1. My favorite player is Tyreek Hill. Hey, man, you'll like this. Check this out. I'm still here. You won't like the jersey. What? We got a signed Tyreek Hill jersey in this house. Yep. Somebody sent it to me in the freaking mail. Legend. Yeah, man. Yeah, he's definitely a legend. Daniel, yeah, thanks for the 5. I feel like I already read that. I'm tripping. Go with your gut. Definitely, man. You Irish? Yes, sir. Definitely Irish. My mom's maiden name is McCormick. It's pretty Irish. Late round wide receiver got to be drafted to replace Marcus Kemp. Yeah, I think they'll draft a wide receiver. I wouldn't be surprised if they drafted a couple, especially later. Could Cornell Powell step up in the Marcus Kemp role by now? We'll have to see. I see Veach going after left tackle in round 1. Yeah, if they don't make any moves in free agency, they have to. I don't see how they can not if they don't grab one in free agency. Brand said, Terry, are you actually off? I need a beer to celebrate now too. Terry, where are you? Since I'm off tonight, it's crown time. Hey, let's go, Terry. I have a signed Tony G helmet here. Yeah, you can't see it. I mean, I could pick it up. Why the heck not? Oh, I need to dust it off a little bit, but here it is. Can I get it to focus? I mean, there it is. You can see it. Tony G, number 88, and then he wrote Hall of Fame on it. So yeah, pretty cool. I got it for Christmas from Danny. Terry with the 20. I'm here. With the drink? Oh, let's go. Mr. Neller said, wow, forgot Powell. Yeah, I'm not saying that the Chiefs won't draft another receiver later in the draft, but Powell could potentially step up in that role. Not that he hasn't, per se. He's been on the practice squad mainly, but you never know.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Let's go, Terry. Did I miss you talking about Hardman? I mean, yeah. I didn't say too terribly much. I mean, my thoughts are kind of the same. I like him. I think he might get offered a decent bag in free agency, and we see him walk to a different team. But, dude, we're only seeing glimpses, man. The Chiefs could be very high on McColl and bring him back. I don't know. You need a Juju. Like, you need, if it's not Juju, you need someone to really do a good job of offsetting Travis Kelce, or just whatever the definition of a wide receiver 1 is as far as production. You need that. I don't know if that's McColl, though I do like him. Yeah, Big T, I agree with what you're saying there. And that is the bummer, that it is the brother of Patrick Mahomes, and it's going to go through the cycle because of that, the news cycle because of that. It's unfortunate, man. I don't want Chiefs Tyreek. I want Dolphins Tyreek. Well, I don't have that. Yeah, Tyreek got a big bag of cash. He did. KCDC you sent a photo? Oh. I'm checking for Chiefs news on Twitter, making sure I didn't miss nothing. Dude, so many teams are doing all kinds of stuff, but the Chiefs haven't been mentioned at all. Releasing players, re-signing players, alleviating cap space. The Chiefs haven't done nothing. Terry, thanks so much again for the 20. She's here. I definitely read that in Mahomes' voice. I'm here. You have a helmet signed by Allen? Marcus Allen? What Allen? Josh Allen? I have a signed Dawson Knox jersey. Ooh, huge Bills fan. That's a nice jersey. Left tackles aren't guys you plug and play, though. Oh, yeah, facts. That's why they were saying if you went for a plug and play guy, you have to really beef up your right tackle. So, I know it's not ideal. we just clone Willie Roaf and Will Shields with Star Wars like advanced aging and drop them into the O-line? I love that idea, Matthew. I love that a whole lot. What's up, Paisley? Hope you're doing well. If the Chiefs are quiet, then Veach is cooking. Hey, let him cook. Yeah, Chiefs news has mostly been top 30 visits. Yeah, I haven't even covered any of those. Cole, you think a channel about the Royals is out of the question? For me, it is. I don't follow baseball. I think what I have been tossing around more seriously is and I've mentioned this to a lot of you guys before, but I'm more serious about it now, starting it up this year with an editor full-time, is starting an NFL news channel and having a separate channel covering NFL-wide news, doing different YouTube shorts on different NFL players and news stories that pop up. I think I could pretty quickly grow that channel and have it be successful too. It would never take priority over this channel. This is like my passion. Like, I'm a Chiefs fan through and through my whole life, so Chiefs would definitely stay first priority, but there's times where NFL news drops and I'm like, dude, I would actually really like to cover that subject just as something different, and I don't have a space to be able to do that. So I have thought about starting an NFL channel. We'll see. I need an editor full-time this offseason, and we'll try to make it happen. Josh Allen, that's awesome, dude. That's a great piece of signed jersey. I love that. Terry, Girl Gang president. Becky, vice president. Cora, representative. What is Elizabeth? There's a bunch of legends for sure. You're also Irish? Let's go, Buster. You excited for St. Patrick's Day? I mean, sure. I'll have a beer on St. Patrick's Day. I'm a pretty introverted, man. I just stay in my house all day, every day. So the days don't really change for me. If you think a Cole NFL news channel would be a great idea, type D. D for do it. Elizabeth's the queen. Hey, there you go, Terry. I think a channel just about NFL players off the field issues would be huge. Oh, it actually would. It would be. That's a crazy one. You don't want to know what I would do with the Josh Allen jersey? Burn it. What's up, Joseph? It's called Pro Football Talk. I mean, there's other channels covering NFL-wide news, but I kind of want to do my own spin. I think it would be fun. Not just off the field issues, just big picture NFL news in general, like daily news. Do you think the Chiefs would draft a running back? Yeah, Brinley, I wouldn't think it would be in the first couple days, but a day 3? Yeah. I would think so. Can you dump a beer on your head? For $1,000. No, you can't spill beer. Who would you want more, Cooks or Hopkins? Probably Hopkins, Paradox. If I had to pick between the two. Buster said, I like the beer. Does it get in the way sometimes? Not really. Cole, in your opinion, why do you think no one's picking up Lamar Jackson? I think it's because he wants so much guaranteed money. And I really think they are trying to make Deshaun Watson's contract like a one-off and not the norm moving forward. So Lamar Jackson wants like a guaranteed, fully guaranteed contract, and I don't think people want it. I don't think they want to do that. Yo, Joseph said love your videos. Thank you, man. I appreciate the support. Did you see Chiefsaholic is out on bond? He hit on his Mahomes MVP bet in Super Bowl bet. He won like $60K. I think, well, I don't know when he goes backloaded, but he deleted all of his social media. I will say this. I talked to somebody today that are doing like a 3-part documentary series on Chiefsaholic, and no, I'm not joking. They wanted to know if I'd be willing to interview about him, but and then maybe use pieces of my video that I did on him. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I told him I'd get back with him. But yeah, they followed him around when he was out on bond in Oklahoma, like a documentary crew did, to like tell his story. Spending stolen earnings on bail shouldn't be legal, should it? I don't know how that works, Mr. Neller. I don't even know if he got that money. Coming off back-to-back seasons, missing 5 games each is a big issue for a mobile QB aside from the money and compensation too. Yeah, there's other, like, I think the gist of it is he wants like a fully guaranteed contract, and that's probably like the biggest issue. But there are other issues. There's the injury concerns. But I mean, he's a top 7, top 8 QB in the league and would make most teams that need a QB this next year better. So, sorry I had to work on my fence line. What's up, GW? All good? Not a problem. Not a problem at all. It would be a party foul, Kenny. Samuel said no one will pay Lamar. The Mafia has colluded. ESPN 30 for 30. Bumpa said, why not? Are you talking about wanting to do that? I don't know. I need to know more info. I don't really care about, doing stuff like that, especially about that guy. Like, I don't really care about that guy. So, I'm like, I don't know what it's going to be about. Yo, what's up, Theo? Yo, Essex in England, killing it as always. Keep it up. My question, if you are Veach right now, which wide receivers in the draft are you thinking about? Well, Theo, all the way from England, thanks so much, man. Honestly, I'm not super studied up on the draft. I do have a conversation at 5 with that franchise guy who this is all he does is the draft, and we're going to ask those kind of questions to him. The problem is I just don't know where the Chiefs are going to take a wide receiver, and I'll be curious to see what happens. I mean, if let's just say they signed the deal with Orlando, he's a left tackle, they make a move in free agency for a defensive end, they extend Chris Jones, then I would say, the Chiefs could very well get a wide receiver in round 1. But right now, I think the priority is going to be left tackle. It's going to be defensive end. You might find a receiver later in the draft that they like, but I am not an expert in the draft yet, or I will never be. We'll study up more as it gets closer, and I'm trying my best, but I couldn't give you an honest answer at the moment. Becky with the 10. Are you looking forward to the docuseries Quarterback? I am. Yeah, I'll definitely watch that, Becky. Yeah, especially for Mahomes. Any more news on Lazard? Asked Jack. Not really. Not really. I think he wants more than $100 million guaranteed, Neller. But he said $100 million guaranteed for one playoff win. Nah, his career isn't going to be long enough. Yeah, Becky, thanks for the 10. I am excited for that documentary. It's interesting. It's got, who's it got? Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Mariota? I don't remember the third guy. I think it's Mariota. You wanted Kadarius Toney to win the Super Bowl MVP? If he would have scored a touchdown on that punt return, he probably could have gotten Super Bowl MVP. I'm not sure that the most valuable player in that game still would have been Kadarius Toney. I still think it probably could have been Mahomes. Now, if Nick Bolton had a second scoop and score off that fumble that got called back, which I do think it was the right call, I think Nick Bolton could have got MVP. When is that documentary? Asked Terry. The quarterback documentary? I don't even know. Let me see. Mahomes QB documentary. It captures a season-long journey of Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, all 3 of these QBs were mic'd up for every game. It doesn't say when. Premieres this summer. That's all it says. Yeah, that's all it says. Theo said, I thought you was talking to me. Are you talking to me? $133 million guaranteed is what he's asking for. $250 million total for 5 years. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's quite a bit. Sheesh. Playoff chances and draft picks for the Vikings, please. I mean, I do not know. Like, I pretty much head in the sand on Chiefs stuff. But I will say this, man. I was not a believer in the Vikings in the postseason last year. Not because I don't like them. They have some good pieces on there. I just did not think Kirk Cousins was that guy. They also won most of their games by one score or less. So I did coin them as probably one of the most fraudulent teams in the postseason, and they would lose round one. And they definitely did. But, I mean, they've got good pieces. If they can keep that core together, I don't see why the Vikings can't make it back. Now, what their draft needs are, dude, I have no idea. No idea. Yeah, Terry, it is going to be awesome. Will Vikings cut Kirk Cousins? I don't think so. I thought he was under contract for a while. Or did he just sign a 1 year? No, he's under in 2023. What is his freaking contract details? No, he's got a dead cap of $48 million. Nah, he's staying. That man is a Vikings Viking. Yeah, Kirk is not that guy. Vikings were net minus points last year. Isn't that insane, Uri? It's freaking crazy. You cut 3 players today, says Mile High. Well, you got to be Broncos. You cut 3 players? The Chiefs haven't done nothing. It's been quiet. Yeah, it's been... Yep, they just dropped an article on on the Broncos, rather. They cut Chase Edmonds, Graham Glasgow, their guard, and Ronald Darby. Yeah, freeing up quite a bit of cap space. What's up, Gina? Had to open a Tank 7 while watching? Hey, man. Cheers, brother. Cheers. Yeah, that's a good amount of cap space. $27 million. Will Shane Buechele likely take over as the backup QB? Ask KC or KS. We talked about this earlier. I think Andy Reid's still going to bring in a veteran quarterback. Maybe not a high-profile vet, but I still think he'll bring one in to compete against Shane Buechele. Shane Buechele could definitely fight and earn that spot, but Andy Reid has always had a veteran of at least 4 to 5 plus years experience backing up his quarterback since he's been in Kansas City over the past 10 years. I don't know if that changes. I mean, I took a deep breath because I was like really going to go in about this, but Shane Buechele could earn his spot over a vet, so it could change. Who do the Chiefs still need to pay? I mean, Chris Jones, Juju if they want him back, Orlando if they want him back, McKinnon if they want him back, Colin Saunders, McCole if they want him back. I mean, there's quite a bit of people on the free agent list. Chris Jones is not a free agent, but he's got a $28 million cap hit this year. Stone Cold Jones, facts. Sharkbait said, hey, I'm an Eagles fan. Congrats on the Super Bowl. But to be honest, I feel like you guys will draft that wide receiver from Tennessee. Who's that? Who is it? Oh, Jalen Hyatt? Yeah, he could fall. I mean, he's a pretty fast receiver. I've been looking at him a little bit. He could fall later into round 1. He's definitely a gadgety guy that the Chiefs kind of like. Smaller, a little bit smaller, but quick twitch guy. KCDC, dang, Cole, you're so popular, I got the whole league in the house. Yeah, I'm sure we trying out here, man. I will say this. I'm going to go live for a 100K celebration. I don't know if we're going to hit it over the weekend, but whenever we get to 99,900 subs, I'm going live until we cross the $100,000 threshold. Definitely going to do that. Yeah, Jalen Hyatt. That's it. Yeah, Trip. I can see them cutting everyone but Jones and Juju, says Logan. I mean, dude, I just read an article by Seth Kaiser today saying he wouldn't be surprised if they did not re-sign Juju Smith-Schuster. You can't lose Jones. I wouldn't think so. What are your thoughts on Joe Mixon? A good running back, but I have not followed that shooting situation enough to fully weigh in on it. I know he was allegedly the guy that shot a kid that was in his yard having like a Nerf gun war or a airsoft war. Then it was supposedly somebody else in the house. It was not him, so I don't know. I will say this, he got in trouble a few weeks ago for flashing a gun to somebody. That's not a good look. Yeah, I think McKinnon has to be a priority as well, Neller. Yeah, it was apparently his sister, but I don't know the specifics. Same. Smiley said, looking forward to your channel, 100K live. Love this channel. Dude, when we hit 100K, man, that's nuts. I'm going to go apply for the YouTube plaque and get my channel verified so we can not have spam bots in the channel and you guys won't know if it's me or them. Well, I'll have the check mark finally. You see MVS trying to recruit everybody? Yeah, RT really has been trying. That was Jay Morant with the gun. I thought it was Mixon. A few weeks ago, that wasn't Joe Mixon? I thought it was. Maybe it was. I swear it was, though. Let me look at this. So his case got dismissed, but it was Mixon. February 3rd, Bengals running back Joe Mixon no longer faces a misdemeanor charge of aggravated menacing over allegations that he threatened and pointed a gun at a woman in Cincinnati. So the charges got dropped. But a warrant was issued for Mixon early in February. And the report was that Mixon pointed a firearm at somebody's face and said, you should be popped in the face. I should shoot you. The police can't get me. But the charges got dropped, and I don't think that was true. So I was right in saying Mixon. Yeah, there was both. There you go. A bunch of millionaire geniuses. JS. Yeah, different charges. Yep. GoFundMe for Cole's 100K tat. What's the 100K tat? What should we get? I only have one tattoo, and it's right here. Right there. There's one right here on the chest. Yes, Cole's Mixon as well, and another incident a few days ago. Yeah, I knew about the one a few days ago, but I am not sure that it was him, 100%. All right, guys, well, it is 4:04. I go live again at 5 o'clock for the draft interview with that franchise guy. So I'm going to get off. I got to work on a YouTube short, and hopefully I can get that done before we go live at 5. Regardless, we're going live at 5, and I'll see you guys then in roughly an hour. And that's going to be, I'm just going to ask him all the draft questions that I possibly can to have him weigh in on the Chiefs and his thoughts of who they could draft, some prospects that they could be looking into based on where their draft spots are. So, get legend. We have a legend emoji now. Ron said, hey, Cole, I know you're having back problems, but if you could play what position? I mean, based on my athletic profile in my lower 20s and my upper teens, I probably would have been like wide receiver or defensive back, but I know like not a lot of white guys are able to make it as a defensive back in the NFL, so maybe it would be a wide receiver. Like if I had to pick one based on the build, I mean, I was 6'2", about 205 pounds. I'm like 180 now. I lost some weight, but yep, that's probably what I would have done. Anyway, I'll see you guys in an hour. If you're not available, it's okay. You can replay it back, but that's going to be as much draft talk as I can get out of this guy and talk Chiefs. So thanks again for all the comments. Hit the like on the way out. You guys make the Friday afternoon streams worth it. Thanks for the donos, the gifted memberships. And I'll see you guys at 5 if you can make it. If not, I will be dropping a YouTube short tonight, tomorrow morning, Sunday, and if any news drops, I'll drop a video. Like if Chris Jones extension talk drops, I'll drop a video. But until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. See you in an hour.
How about those Chiefs?